Howdy, howdy. Um, just got back from I guess it's not necessarily a long weekend, as it still is the weekend, but when you're unemployed, the weekend is all the time, but also never, when you're self-employed at the same time. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a long weekend because I was out for a while. But went up to my wife's best friend's place, because that's where my wife was, just hanging out with her bestie for past few days, just hanging out, and picked her up and went out and did a lot of fun stuff for our anniversary. 1 year. Yeah. But during that and before that, um, was working with the Wisdom X Technology Discord, and there is a subgroup of that that's doing trying to get into bioregionalistic gamification. That being not economic, environmental, um, like task incentivization. Um, so I kind of joined that team, seeing what we can do, because I think it would fit in with the school framework, specifically on figuring out ways to get people involved in person. So building out an open online education framework is great, but not the entirety of childhood development, and also just human development. We, as very social creatures, require social activities. So their kind of thing right now is if we can figure out ways to make going outside, touching grass, and I mean, the things that I was positing, stuff like just picking up trash, cleaning up your local environment such that the place that you live is not a shithole. Stuff like that, that it's like things that people want other people to do, but sometimes don't necessarily want to do themselves. Figuring out ways to incentivize that, but also without having um, like the California snake population issue occur. That being where the incentive and the metric are not in line with the goal. So one thing that I brought up avidly was that metaphor, specifically that I don't remember if it was the state of California, the UK, or whatever. It might have even just been a thought experiment, but the place in question wanted to get the population of snakes down, so they put out a bounty for snake corpses, thinking this would surely get the snake population to decrease, right? Say it's an invasive species, say this is the moral thing to do. What that resulted in was by far an increase in snake corpses, but not a decrease in the snake population. And one might have to think, why was that? Because the incentives were not necessarily in line with the goals. Think of it like a genie, twisting your wish. You'll get what you ask for, but you just got to make sure what you ask for is right. In the case of that thought experiment, the kind of solution to that endeavor was breed snakes and sell off their corpses, I guess, for incentive. Um, and that was profitable enough that people did that. So it actually increased the population of the snakes to an extent. Um, it wasn't a, yeah, go out and find it. So, like, issues like picking up trash, by incentivizing purely just that, potentially there could be more trash out on the road because people want to have things to pick up, like stuff like that. I don't know. But it's a tricky situation to navigate. But we're thinking about it. Moving on. From that same meeting, we did have a few, like, a lot of one on one meetings and then one big group meeting. Um, I asked, how the heck can I fund myself during this? Because nobody's subscribing to my Patreon. And I was brought to Quorum 1. So I am likely going to be working in this. It's like a cooperative network, for professionals, managers, and entrepreneurs. Specifically, I think doing a lot of consultancy. I think it is a DAO. Might not be a DAO, but it's very like progressive, I guess. So working on development. Yeah, I mean, founded by longtime Salesforce and RevOps consultants, we're made of a diverse set of experts in wide-ranging fields, including sales, marketing, finance, CS ops, low-code development, Web3 blockchain, data and analytics, enterprise integrations, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that I am kind of interested in getting into. So I applied there, and we'll see what we can do. Just to get some little freelance work. I heard a funny that the freelance is just microdosing unemployment, and honestly, yeah, that's kind of the point. But yeah, moving on further. Another thing that I'm going to be applying to, and honestly, if anybody is in a better position to do this, I might not be able to purely because of the time. Um, July 26th to August 10th. I believe my wife is going to be starting master's degree around this time, so unless I can get her set up before that, I don't know if it'll work. But directly in line with the impact evaluation and compensation that I'm trying to do with school, there's a group doing that, and they're sponsoring a retreat to frickin' Iceland. So I'm definitely going to be applying to this. I still need to peruse their work. These three sources are what was required to read and go through. Um, so like figuring out ways to actually build these systems out. I already kind of drafted up my application to them, but I just need to make sure that it's in line with everything they're doing. But like actually making impact evaluators. So I am so excited for that. I'm quite curious how that's going to work out. I don't think I would be getting paid for this, but it's going to be in friggin' Iceland and it's comped. So like, shoot, I'm down. Moving on, alternative funding sources, because again, nobody has subscribed to my Patreon, nor my Substack, nor my Ko-fi, because I'm new to this. I know, I get it. It's day, what, 24? And I haven't been able to convince people in my 24 days of operations. Sadly. That's not my thing yet, I guess. I'm not good at begging for money. So I'm practicing begging for money by applying for grants. I applied to the Adobe Creative Residency Program, the Awesome Foundation, and then I applied for co-development positions within the WHOP. It's a new like social media type platform. I'm probably going to be building some courses on their platform as well. I'll definitely direct y'all to them, but yeah, I don't know. We're figuring something out because I'm broke, and I'm gonna stay broke if I don't get a job. But I don't want to get a job. I want to work on this, and I want to make the world a better place through something like this. So if I'm gonna get a job, it's gonna be on something like this. That's just plain and simple. So we'll figure it out though. Again, with also the group, the bioregionalistic gamification stuff, they're potentially going to be offering funding too. So that might be also my job. I'm just going to be having a lot of different income sources. And then we're going to be working to get the shirts set up. Still not up. I apologize. Kenya's working on her art though, and it looks gas. She's doing such a good job. I am so excited to see what we can turn out. But yeah, I think that was all for the video. Yeah. I learned a good lesson that I need to learn how to do nothing because I cannot relax. I went on a weekend getaway and my mind is just on work all the time. It's super fun, but also not very fun. So I need to learn how to relax. But I need money such that I can relax. So please help me relax. Peace, y'all.